We're looking at John chapter 21 and from verse 15. When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." He said to him a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go." This he said to show by what kind of death he was to glorify God. And after saying this, he said to him, "Follow me." According to Luke 22:31-34, Jesus warned Peter that Satan had asked for him to sift him like wheat. Peter had boasted he was ready to go to prison and to death for the Lord. But after Peter denies him 3 times, in this passage in John, we see Jesus restoring Peter by asking Peter to affirm 3 times that he loves him in restoration for the 3 times he denied him. First, Jesus asks Peter if he loves him using the Greek word agape, which is love with the idea of self-denial. But Peter responds with phileo, another word in Greek for love, which is brotherly affection, and perhaps some self-interest in it. The second time, Jesus asks again if Peter loves him, again using agape. He's saying to Peter, "Do you love me selflessly?" But once again, Peter responds using phileo. "I love you with brotherly affection, Lord." The third time, Jesus uses the word phileo. He comes down to Peter's level and says, "Do you love me as a brother?" Having already failed once, Simon could no longer boast of agape love for Jesus. He wanted to be able to say so, but he knew there was nothing within his own strength to make such a vow, not yet. That strength had to come from God, which later it did, when Peter's boasting that he would die for the Lord became God's promise. Peter did indeed go to prison and death for the Lord in a baptism of great suffering, but in God's time and God's strength and not his own.